Welcome everybody, I hope you're all feeling good. Let's get started, just seated cross-legged, and you can have one foot in front of the other. You can sit on a block if you want to. Just let yourself get settled into a nice, comfortable place. Then when you feel settled, you can let your eyes close. And just start to notice how you're breathing. And take a few moments just to let the breath help you to settle. So you can settle into your body, settle into the day, and settle into this moment. Just allowing the breath to flow freely. As you take this time just to ground yourself. Feeling the sit bones rooted into the mat or into your block. Just allowing your breath to get slower and deeper. Longer and softer. Just keep the breath flowing, and you can let your right ear fall towards the right shoulder to get a stretch to the left side of the neck. All this beginning bit just helping to wake your body up. You can bring the head back to the center, and we're going to lower the left ear towards the left shoulder, and think about your right shoulder blade pouring down the back. And then bringing the head back to the center, return the face up to the sky, and stretch the front of the throat. And then bring the chin all the way down to the chest to stretch the back of the neck. Then bringing the head up, just take a twist, right hand onto the outer left knee, left fingertips behind. That might feel a little bit stiff. Just take some time, breathe into it. It doesn't need to be your biggest twist. And then taking it over to the other side, left hand on the outer right leg, right fingertips behind, taking a breath in, and a breath out. We'll come back to the center, and you can just walk your hands forwards. See where that feels good to go. Maybe come down onto your forearms. Maybe stay up quite high today. Just notice where you feel it. It should be like probably a little bit more awareness there in the hip of the leg that's in front. Then walking the hands back towards your feet. Just pick that front foot up, pop it flat onto the floor, and take your thumbs and press them into the calf. Okay, so a little massage before we get going. Massaging out the calf muscles, and also your fingers are kind of walking up and down either side of the shin at the front of the leg. It might be a little bit tender in places. You can try and massage and maybe hold your thumbs in that place where it's tender until it kind of eases. And then bringing your hands up to your hamstring, using your fingers just to squeeze into the hamstring. And then if you extend your leg out straight onto the floor, take your fingers to the outside of your quad and then use the thumbs on the inside to massage. And it's like kneading bread. So you're picking up the muscle, letting it drop. You're coming all the way to your hip and all the way down to your knee. And if you place one hand onto the knee, you can draw little circles with your kneecap. Just be careful, don't go mad with it. Just little circles. And take the circle the other way. All right, so you can bring that right foot, the front foot back in, and then bring the other foot over the top. And again, just walk your way forwards. Maybe this side's a little bit stiffer, so you don't expect to go exactly the same as the other side. If it happens, that's great. Just breathing into the hip of the leg that's in front there. And then walking the hands back. And then you can place that foot flat onto the mat, just with the knee bent. And then you can use your thumbs into the calf, go behind the knee, and then work your way all the way down to the ankle. There are fingers going either side of your shin. Might be a bit ow. Ow, 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 ow. And then bringing the hands to your hamstrings, so you can just squeeze, massage the hamstrings. And then you can let the leg lie straight. Take your fingers just outside of the quad, at the top of the leg, thumbs on the inside, and you're just picking up the muscle and then kind of letting it drop and making your way all the way down to the knee. And make sure you get all the way to the hip as well, so right into the little crease of the hip and on the outside. And then you can place your one hand onto the kneecap, and with the kneecap nice and soft, just draw little circles there. And we'll take it the other way. So bring that foot in, and then soles of the feet together, knees open. Hold onto your toes, inhale, and lift yourself up nice and tall. And then walk your hands forwards. And again, take a few moments here, relax your head, breathe into it. Long breaths in. And then long breaths out as you reach your hands a little bit further forwards. Just let everything stretch in its own time. It is early in the session, and right now it's early in the day. And take one more breath here. And then walk your hands all the way back to your feet. We're going to bring the knees up and then take both legs out in front. You bring your right ankle onto the top of your left thigh. You're going to flex the foot there. You have to engage this left leg as well, so otherwise it's a little bit tender. Push down through the fingertips and just lift up nice and tall, and just work out how far feels good to go forwards. If it's too much, you can always put your foot inside the left leg. See how that goes. Breath in. And breath out. If you're experiencing any pain in your knee, you can always put a block underneath the knee so that you're not going down so low. Lifting yourself back up, you take the hands behind you, and you're going to bend your left leg. And you can rock from side to side. Yowzers. You might even be able to put your right foot flat down onto the mat and then pick it all the way back up. And just see what's possible there. Also getting a little bit of movement in the spine and in your core. Maybe you could start to walk your hands a little bit closer towards your hips. Hips a little bit closer to your foot. And just see where feels good for you. Sit. And then making your way back up. Extending the left leg straight again. And then extend your right leg out. Give it a little shake up. And then we can bring the left ankle onto the top of the right thigh. Flex the foot and engage your right legs. Draw the muscles up. Push down through the hands to lift up. And then you can fold over your right leg. We'll see where that takes you today. So again, if it's too much, if the knee's hurting, put a block underneath the knee, or maybe put your foot on the floor so the foot's inside your right leg. Otherwise, just breathing softness into the stretch. And then walking your hands back up, taking the hands behind you. Then you can bend your right leg, have your foot flat onto the floor, and then just see if it feels all right to let it swing from side to side. You might need a little bit of time here. You might be able to eventually bring your foot flat onto the floor on that right side. Let's just see where it can take you. You might be able to walk your hands closer towards your hips. Okay, you might already be at your biggest or your deepest pace. Maybe your hips nice and close to that right foot. And try and lift yourself up tall, reflex your left foot so you're looking after that left knee. And retreat, come back, take the hips back and extend your right leg straight. Yep, and then extend your left leg straight. Paschimottanasana, lift up tall, and then exhale and fold over the legs. Take your time, go to where feels good. It might be a little bit tight for you this morning. Inhale, think about your chest drawing forwards. Exhale and folding over the legs. Just breathe into it. I'm going to take one more breath there. Good, slowly start to come back up. And we can cross the legs and take the feet behind us. Come into a child's pose. If that's too much, take the legs to the side. You know that goes. Okay, and then reach your hands as far forwards as you can. Sink into your child's pose. We're going to take now the hands to the feet. Okay, so they go in between your legs, past your feet, and then you can turn your head to one side. So just let yourself settle here. Try and relax your neck as much as you can. Let the weight of your bodies just help the neck to stretch. Then you can turn the head to the other direction. And again, try and relax here. It's like you're hugging the floor. Bring the head back to the center. You can reach your arms all the way back out in front. And then we'll come up onto all fours. Have the knees below the hips, hands below the shoulders. Rock forwards and back. Let's just get a little bit of energy into the hands and into your wrists. Take little circles. Make that feel nice for your back, whatever you need here. And then take the circles the other way. You can turn the fingers towards the knees or as far around as you can. Into cat-cows from here, let your belly sink and lift the head, chest up. Think about gripping onto the floor with the fingertips. And then push away and round into the back. And again, letting your belly sink and lifting the head, chest up. And then pushing away and rounding into the back. Last time, letting the belly sink and lifting the head, chest up. And then push away and round into the back. Coming back to a neutral spine, flip the fingers back to face the front. And then turn your right hand over, back of the hand into the floor. You can do one at a time, or you can do two at a time. Yeah, so if you're doing one, do one now. If you've got your two, then you can maybe squeeze the hands, bring them into little fists. Change hands if you haven't already. And then release. Okay, tuck your toes under. Sit your hips into your heels. Take a moment to relax into your child's pose. Push down through your wrists. Yeah, and then feel the stretch all the way through your arms, hips, pressing into the heels. We'll walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. You're going to keep the knees on the floor a moment. Just walking the hands forward. Slide your right knee inside your hands. And then bring your left ankle over, your right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Yeah. Good. Walk your hands back. Start to flex your right foot and sit your hip down onto your left heel. Keep walking the hands back and then see if you can lift the left knee up off the floor. You've got the right knee hovering, the right ankle on top of that left thigh. Notice how that feels. Hope it's okay. And then lower it back down. Walk the hands forwards. And bring your right knee to your right wrist, right foot to the left wrist. Pigeon pose. Walk the hands back and lift your head, chest up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep pushing down through your outer right head. Feel that stretch there. You take the hands behind your back as an option. Interlace the fingers and draw your shoulders back. That's just an option. All right, release, hands either side. Tucking your back toes, let's take your right leg all the way up into your three-leg dog. So you're gonna bend the knee and open up the hip. Push away from the floor with your hands. And then lower your right foot next to your left. Come up high onto your toes and then bring yourself forwards into your first plank pose. You can drop your knees or just lower down one long plank. Cobra up dog, and then take it up and back into downward facing dog. From your downward dog, lower the knees. Bring your left knee in between your hands. Put the left ankle over the top of the right thigh, or just by the knee there. Walk the hands back, your right toes are tucked. Because you're going to sit your hip down onto your right heel and then lift your right knee up off the floor. And you can have your hands here to support you. Just spend a moment here just seeing how that feels. You can also just keep your right knee on the floor if you want. Good. Now we can lower the right knee back down onto the mat. Walk the hands forward. So we'll just bring your left knee to your left wrist. Left foot towards the right wrist into your pigeon. And then walk the hands back. Let's lift your chest up. Hold it there. Keep pressing down through the top of your right foot. You can take the hands behind you if you're ready for that. It's a big deal though to do it. So just listen, breathe, adjust, change. And then release, take the hands down, tuck your toes, and then take your left leg up to a three-leg dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and feel that stretch there. You're going to lower your left foot next to your right. Then come up high onto your toes. Roll yourself forwards into your plank pose. And the elbows brush by the rib cage. You can lower down one long plank or drop your knees. Push down to come up, cobra, or your upward dog. And then take it up and back into your downward facing dog. Push through your hands. See if you can lift those hips up a little bit higher. And enjoy your downward dog for a moment. Long breaths. You swing your right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Now bring your right knee in between your arms. Shoulders go over the hands. And then bring your right ankle over the top of the left thigh. And push the hips back into a little funky downward dog chair. Bring your right foot outside your right hand. Lower the left knee to the floor. Turn the right foot onto its side and keep drawing your chest forwards. Now this is an option. Reach your right hand forwards. You can bend the back leg and see if you catch hold of the foot and twist the chest towards the right side. Release, bringing your hands inside your right foot. Push your right foot flat onto the floor. Lift the back knee up off the floor. Maybe walk your hands to the corners of the mat. It's a little bit awkward. Breathe into it. Yeah, bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Take your front foot to the back of the mat. Find your plank. And then the elbows brush by the rib cage. You can drop your knees. You can skip this bit. Meet me in downward facing dog wherever you are. Once you're in your down dog, enjoy the moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice the difference in each side. So you can swing your left leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip. Bring your left knee in between your arms. Shoulders over hands. And then left ankle over the top of the right thigh, and push the hips back. So it's a little funky down dog chair. You're going to bring your left foot outside of your left hand, and then lower your right knee to the floor. You turn your left foot onto its side, draw the chest forwards. Then as an option, you can bend the back leg, reach back with the left hand, catch the hold of the foot. That's it. And then maybe, twist that chest a little bit more towards the left side. That's it. Just see how it feels. Okay, so release. Bring your left hand back. Have your left foot flat onto the floor. Squeeze the knee in. And then lift the back knee up off the floor. This is good right here. Or you can walk your hands to the corners of the mat. And try and breathe. Try not to panic. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, and then that left foot to the back of the mat, plank. Vinyasa, elbows brush by the rib cage, chaturanga. Upward dog or your cobra, and then take it up and back into your downward facing dog. Push through your hands, lift the hips up, inhale, and exhale. So let's keep flowing. Right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open up the hip. Bring your right knee in between your arms. Right ankle over the top of the left thigh. And then push the hips back as you bend your left leg. Now look forwards and bring your right foot inside your right thumb. Come up into a high lunge. Okay. Bring your hands heart center. Stand onto your right leg and bring your left knee up to your chest. We're coming into a funky chair, so you can bend the right leg, left ankle on top of the right thigh, and then reach the arms forwards. Think chest drawing towards your hands here. Yeah, inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands back, heart center. Squeeze the left knee up towards your chest as you straighten your right leg. And then take the left leg all the way to the back of the mat. Rest the toes on the floor, hands on the floor, and then front foot to the back. Your vinyasa. Go with it, elbows bent. Cobra up dog. And then back into downward facing dog. So just slowly building it up. Enjoy your down dog. Breath in. Breath out. The left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open up your hip. Yeah, bring your knee in between your arms, shoulders over the hands. And then left ankle over the top of the right thigh. And push the hips back. Nice look in between your hands. Pop your left foot next to your left thumb. You might take a bit of wiggling to get it there. And then come up into your high lunge. Good. Nice. From high lunge, bring your hands heart center. And you're going to stand onto your left leg and bring your right knee up to your chest. Once you are there, bend the left leg, ankle onto the top of the left thigh. And then you can reach your arms forwards. Think about drawing your chest towards your hands. Hi, Cecilia. Bringing your hands heart center. Stand onto your left leg and bring your right knee up to your chest. Yes, good. And then take the right leg all the way to the back of the mat. Toes can land on the floor at the last moment. Hands can come down and then front foot can come to the back. Vinyasa, skip it if you want. Meet in downward dog. Now take a breath in. Try and lift the hips up. And a long breath out. Try and push the mat away with your hands. Yeah, does that make sense? One more flow. Right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee and open up your hip. Right knee in between your hands. Right ankle over the top of your right thigh. Bend your left leg as you push your hips up and back. So now can you bring your right foot next to your left thumb? Slide your left leg back. Drop the back heel and reach the left fingers to the front of the mat. Now I want you to try and twist your right rib cage towards the left side. Yes, look down and come up into warrior two. It's such a long way up. Yes, well done. Flip the front palm, reach it forwards, take it back and breathe into this right side here. Straighten the right leg and then bring yourself into triangle. So you're pushing your back hip away. Hand can come onto your shin or hand can come outside of your right leg. And the right rib cage move towards the left side and left arm up and over your head. Breathe into whatever you're feeling here. Looking down, take your left arm back up. We bend the front leg, come back into your warrior two. Yeah, good. Right hand comes down to the floor. Left hand comes down. Pick your back heel up, walk your right foot over to the right. And let's come up into a high lunge. I know the leg is going to be talking a little bit, but we'll bring the hands heart center. Let's stand onto your right leg and bring your left knee up to your chest. Going to bend the right leg, left ankle on the top of the right thigh, push your hips back and reach your arms forwards. I want you to see if you can bring your body over your left leg now, reaching the hands so that the body's parallel to the floor. You have to be mindful of the knee, flex your foot, inhale. And then exhale, bring yourself right back up, left knee up to your chest, right leg straight. You got it. Good. Can you extend your left leg all the way to the back of the mat? Try and hover the foot off the floor for as long as possible. Hands come down, front foot goes to the back, and your vinyasa. Meet me in down dog. Take a moment, enjoy down dog. Inhale. And exhale. Left leg lifts up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Bring your left knee in between your arms. Shoulders over hands. Left ankle over the top of the right thigh. And then push the hips back. Yeah, so your right leg is bent. So you can look at the hands and then bring your left foot next to your right thumb. Slide your right leg back a little bit. Get yourself down nice and low. Drop the back heel 45. Push into your left fingertips as you reach your right hand forwards. And then try and twist your left rib cage towards the right. Take your right arm up to the sky. It's a long way up. Come into your warrior two. And then flip the front palm, reach it forwards, take it back, and breathe into your left side. Straighten the front leg, and let's come into triangle. Left hand comes as far forwards as you can. Push your right hip back. Left hand onto the shin, right arm up to the sky. Maybe left hand behind left leg. Yeah, right arm up and over your head now. Try and twist the left rib cage to the right. Looking down, right arm to the sky, and then bend into the left leg, come back into your warrior two. Left hand comes down to the floor. Big circle with the right hand, and then pick your back heel up. Walk your left foot over to the left. All right, back into your high lunge, reaching the arms up. Good, bring your hands heart center. Stand onto the left leg and bring your right knee up to your chest. Okay, bend the left leg, rest the right ankle on top of the left thigh, and then reach the arms up towards the sky. And you're going to try and bring your body over your right leg here. So you're lowering yourself down so you're parallel towards the floor. Lifting yourself back up, you can straighten your left leg and bring your right knee up to your chest. Challenge yourself now. Can you take your right leg all the way back? How long can you hover it off the floor for? Lowering the foot to the back of the mat, hands come down, and then front foot to the back. Well done, guys. Vinyasa, your way. Take it up and back into downward facing dog. Push down through the hands and lift your hips up. Inhale. And exhale. Just pop your knees down onto the mat. And then take yourself into a puppy pose. So you're going to take your hands to the corners of the mat, chest to the floor and chin to the floor. So we've done quite a bit of work on the legs and the hips. Now let's see if we can get into the back. Let's see what fun we can have from there. Breath in. And breath out, chest sinks towards the floor. We're going to do the opposite of that now. So you walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and then push away and around into the back, chin to your chest. Coming back into a neutral place, pop your elbows where your hands are, and then bring your hands to interlace. Yeah. Push down through your baby fingers, and just try this. Push away from the floor, round into your upper back, and then let your chest drop. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Okay, so do that a few times. Push away from the floor, round into the back, and then let your chest drop, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay. So again, push away from the floor, round into the upper back. Tuck your toes under now and then lift your hips up. Don't let the chest drop, keep pushing away from the floor. Look at your hands, maybe walk your feet a little step closer towards your elbows, and then take your right leg up to the sky. Good, well done. Lower your right leg down, and then take your left leg up to the sky. Make sure those shoulders stay strong now. Push away from the floor. Good, and then lower the left leg down, and lower the knees down. Good, sit back onto your heels, and then come up to seated. That was fun. Take the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers, draw the shoulders back. Push the hands down. Breathe in, counterpose that. And breathe out, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good. All right, releasing the hands. Well done, guys. Give the shoulders a little bit of a shake. Something that we were playing with in the pod yesterday. We'll add it in just for a little bit of upper body strength. So we'll come into a downward facing dog. Now I want you to think about, have a little look at your hands and squeeze your inner elbows inwards towards each other until the arms can bend and then both elbows will rest on the floor. Now, if that's really impossible, you can do one arm at a time. Look forwards, push down through both hands, lift the elbows up, take your shoulders over into a plank. Let the elbows bend just halfway and then push right back up, plank. Take the hips up and back, downward dog. And then squeeze your elbows in towards each other to lower both elbows down onto the floor. Yes. Good. Lift the elbows up, maybe one at a time. If you can do two. Then take the shoulders over the hands. The elbows bend and we push right back up, plank. Take the hips up, downward dog, and then let the elbows drop towards the floor. Good. Have you got one more in you? Lift the elbows up, maybe one at a time. Take the shoulders over the hands, elbows bend. Push back up, plank. Hips up, down dog. And then lower the elbows down. One at a time or two at a time. Nice, guys. Lower the knees. Sit back into your heels. Come up to seated. Oh, that's not easy, is it? And take your hands behind you. Draw your shoulders back. And then press the hands down. If you managed one elbow at a time, if you managed one round of them, all is brilliant. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Coming back to our funky chair, open up of the hip. Up onto your hands. Slide your right knee in between your arms. Take your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. Walk your hands back. Tuck your toes under, sit your bum onto your left heel. And then start to walk yourself back so your left knee lifts. You can always keep the knee on the floor. You don't need to come to this point. So now flex your right foot. Keep walking your hands back. Find some balance. So you could bring the right hand to the center of the chest. Flex through that right foot. Maybe bring your left hand to the right. Find that balance. Find that little moment. Your left heel is up off the floor here. If you found a little moment of balance, well done. And we can lower the left knee back down onto the mat. Awesome, guys. Let's just cross the knees over. So you've got one knee behind the other, and then fan the feet out to the side. Lift your right knee up off the floor as you sit your hips back onto the mat. Now, if this is too much for your knee, just bring your right foot flat on the floor. If you're okay though, you can massage the arches of the feet with your thumbs and lift up tall. And then exhale and fold forward. So this is a really big stretch for me. You're trying to take your chin over your knee. That's whether you've got the foot flat on the floor or the foot wrapped around your hip. Breathe into it. Breathing into the sensations. Good. All right, and then make your way back. Well, it's just to be here for a moment, or with that foot flat on the floor, that's fine. Take your left arm up to the sky, left hand behind your head, and then right hand goes behind your back. You might find your fingers, you might not. If you've got a strap nearby, you can use a strap. Inhale, lift up tall. As you exhale, stay as you are, or just kind of fold from the upper body. Try not to let your left elbow fall into your head. Grounding into the back, just listening, breathing. You don't call it cow face pose for nothing. And then release. Good. Come forwards. That's it, and then slide the right knee back in between your arms. Okay, you can do a little bit rocking forwards and back if you need to stretch that out. Then we'll bring the left knee in between your hands, left ankle over the top of your right thigh there. Walk your hands back, tuck your right toes under, and sit your hip onto your heel. So this might be where you stay. Flex that left foot. Walk your hands back, maybe lift your right knee up off the floor. And then use your right hand for balance as you bring your left hand to the center of the chest. This is all options now from here. And then maybe you bring your right hand to the center, finding balance. Playing with it, fall out of it, relax, breathe into it. Whatever's happening, let it happen. And once you're done, lower your right knee back onto the mat. Walk your hands forwards. And then we want to slide the right knee behind the left knee and fan the feet out. Sit your hips down onto the mat now if you're already, oh, that knee is not happy. Bring your foot flat onto the floor here. Thumbs into the arches of your feet. We're going to lift up tall and then bring your chin over your left knee. And that's whether you've got the foot flat on the floor or not. Take a moment, breathe into it. For some of you, this will be intense, and for some of you, not so much. That's intense for me. Notice if you're screwing up your face, I just realized I was screwing up mine. Try and relax. And then coming back. All right, now take your right arm up to the sky. And then a right hand behind your head. And then reach your left hand behind. You might not catch hold of the fingers, so don't be too attached to that. But maybe you could hold on to your t-shirt and use that to kind of pull you up. Think right elbow up to the sky if you can. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, you can fold over. Maybe not. Yeah, you choose. It's a big pull on the left shoulder, so be careful. Right elbow up to the sky. And then you can lift yourself back up and release. Good. Release the legs, take them out in front and give them a nice little shake. Well done. Walk yourself forward so you've got room on your mat. Soles of the feet together, knees open, and then you can just lay down onto your back. Ooh, well done. Arms can come up and over your head. Let your elbows rest on the floor, and you can kind of let the hips, the knees sway from side to side. Okay, then just bringing the knees up, put your feet flat onto the mat, breath in. As you breathe out, draw your belly button back, push down through both feet, and then lift the hips up. You can take your arms underneath you, interlace the fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. I like to bring my hands to the base of my spine, fingers pointing outwards to the sides. So I create like a little platform for my lower back there. And then you can, wherever you are, release the hands and slowly lower the spine down. Good job. Let's do a wheel. Now you can just stay with bridge if you want. If you're practicing wheel and feel like you're not getting anywhere, use 2 blocks against the wall and then press the hands into the blocks to lift yourself up. Okay, see if that works. Otherwise, palms flat by your ears, fingers towards your shoulders, elbows squeezing in, inhale. As you exhale, lift the hips up. You can stay here in bridge or make your way into wheel. It doesn't have to be your biggest wheel, just make it be a stretch through the front of your body. Yeah? It doesn't have to be your biggest bridge. You just see what's available. Lower yourself down, nice and slow, chin to chest. And once your tailbone touches the floor, feet as wide as the mat, no windscreen wiper the legs. Okay, give the knees a nice hug in, guys. How's that feel now on your back? Press the tailbone down into the mat. You can rock from side to side. And then come into happy baby or plow pose. I really don't want to do plow today, but I'm going to do it. Palms flat. You can do your happy baby or swing the legs up and over your head. Let the feet rest on the floor behind your head and let your elbows be weighted on the floor. Relax, breathe, find space. If you want to take a shoulder stand, you can bring the heels into the bum and then take both feet straight up to the sky. Whenever you like, taking the feet down, palms flat onto the floor, and then slowly lower down vertebra by vertebra. Bring the soles of the feet together again. So if you're in happy baby, also soles of the feet together, knees open, arms up and over your head. And just before you settle, push your feet together, lift your hips up, and then lower the spine down again. Let your eyes close, let your face relax, let your jaw relax. We've fit an awful lot into the practice today. So take this few moments just to let all of it settle in your bodies. There's an awful lot going on. If you want to extend your legs to the corners of the mat, you can. If you're happy where you are, stay there. No awareness on your breathing now. Just let that flow naturally. This is where the magic happens. Yeah, so see if you can be here. Whole body relaxed. I invite you to stay there for as long as you would like, or as long as you need. If you're ready to move, then you can start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, deepen your breath. And then you could extend your arms up and over your head to do a full body stretch. Ready for the day. Roll over onto the right hand side into your fetal shape. Of course, you can ignore me if you need more time. And then slowly make your way up to seated to face the front. Once you're done, bring your palms together, thumbs into your chest bone. So as always, just taking a moment to think back to all the teachers before me. So much gratitude for it arriving at my intention. It's been so helpful for me. Hope that it's been a help for you today as well. So I'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And open your mouth and exhale, let it go. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Let me know if you need anything. Hope to see you soon. Funky chair and everything. All those hips. Wow. Good morning.